Okay, so this is the second video. We're in Accounting 302 and we're going to talk about the textbook. So we're using the Spiceland book. So it's a little different than what you probably took in Intermediate 1. So there's two main books. One is Kiso and one Spiceland for the intermediate courses. I prefer the Spiceland book for a couple of reasons. First of all, it comes with Connect, which has a lot of very good videos and learning. And I believe there's also an app, if you look into it, that'll read you the book because it has an ebook. And there's a lot of good homework. One thing about this, we will also be using, if you look at the syllabus, their new exam proctoring program, and it's within Connect, and therefore it allows us to actually test you using things that are similar to the problems that you've done in Connect. It can be real clunky if you try and do something else, or else you get all multiple choice or true false questions, and I don't want to do that. And of course, a non-programmable calculator is needed. So look into the app. I've already posted several things that you can start on. So there's readings, which is, I believe in your book is called Smart Book. And then there's videos with multiple choice that you go through to make sure you've answered it. And I think I also did the homework for the brief introduction that we're going to have. Basically a review for you guys on just the present value. And I think that's all I put in the homework. And there's not worth any points because we're just trying to make sure that things are working right now. And then when we meet Monday, hopefully, we can start on chapter 14. So I start on chapter 14 instead of 13, just for the simple reason that I found students do too much present value when they're doing the two chapters of bonds and leases in a row. So the basic course description, so we're covering the second half, or the liabilities and owner's equity section of the balance sheet. So how you'll be get your grade. First of all, we have 4 tests through the semester, each worth 100 points. So they're not formally cumulative, but by the end of the semester, when you get to deferred taxes and statement of cash flows, it is cumulative. We're going to have some Connect quizzes. So I'm keeping the best 8. I believe there's 10 chapters that will count, and those will be worth 15 points. The Smart Book, they're going to take about an hour is what I'm going to set it at. And that's just make sure you're doing some reading before class, and you're going to get to count the top 8 of those 10 also. And same with the concept overview videos. Okay, so we're going to have the Smart Book and overview videos. They'll be due before classes when we're going to cover them. And the Connect quiz should be due before class, and so should the homework. So there'll be 8 homeworks worth 15 points. That's for each chapter. So some chapters I might break into more than one assignments, but the assignments will add up to 15. We'll have a Excel project. So the reason to have that is because I want you to practice doing VLOOKUPs and pivot tables. Everybody tells me that in any accounting job you're going to have, those are 2 of the most important things. We'll have a little paper, and then because of what we're doing, hopefully we can do some Flipgrid introductions. And I put those due, I believe, Monday, just to see if we can get those done. One of the reasons for that is you'll be wearing a mask in class, and it'd be nice to actually try and, in this case, put a picture with the mask. Those all total up to 840 points. So your deliverables, so we have online video assignments, Smart Book, online homework, online quizzes, and I can't really reopen them. So what happens is I usually set those so that you get the feedback right away. So when we start for the homework, you'll have multiple attempts at it, and then once it's after the due date, you'll get all the answers and everything. So I can't really extend it. So if you're having an issue, you have to let me know up front. And that's the other reason why I've allowed you to drop to because if something happens, which could this semester because of COVID, you still will be able to get your points in the course. So try not to make that happen the first 2 weeks of class. So make sure you're putting those off. Finally, technology, we want you to bring your laptop to class if you have an ebook, because I like to go over problems from the textbook in class. Don't be shopping, doing other coursework, or watching games, and please act professionally in class. So this is just a little online registration, so you might have seen that already, and so it's a unique address for fall 2020. They change all the time. How to survive accounting, so work together, come to office hours. So I was planning on doing my office hours in person, but that may change. There's a large room just down the hall from my office where we can socially distance, and that might help with trying to communicate with people. And it might get you out of your dorm room or wherever you are if things are still carrying on with COVID. Do the problems, know the terminology, read, put in the time, and don't wait until the end for the deadline. So some of the homework will take longer than others, and so you'll just never know. And it's just going to shut off at the due date, and it'll be submitted and graded by Connect at that time. Professionalism, so what does that mean? So demonstrate a professional work ethic and demeanor, be on time, come to class prepared, be attentive and respectful of others, do your homework, exhibit attention to detail and strong work ethic, don't play games or make calls on cell phones. So I think I've probably relaxed my thought on cell phones. I think with COVID going on, a lot of people are going to get texts and such in the class, so it's not unusual, but I don't think you should make a habit of that. And then, of course, behave ethically, so that's everything you'll hear about in accounting. How to survive, I use 3 key words: organize, memorize, practice. So I read an article, I believe in the USA Today, many years ago, of what are 2 of the key things that students that study less and get higher grades do, and one of them was to organize. So I believe you should make sure you're very well organized and you have all your notes together. And so then after that, there's certain things in accounting you just have to memorize to start with, and then after that, you need to practice. How to succeed in accounting, get to know your classmates. Those are the people that'll probably be hiring in the future. So people hire alum. They might be sending job ads to you, things like that. Same with your faculty, get to know your faculty. I haven't been here at NMU, but when I was in Fairbanks, we would have been sending out a job probably a week for students, or we'd send them to alum as well, because they're looking for someone that was either alum or a current student or going to graduate. Get involved. I believe they have Beta Alpha Psi here, so it's really important that you're involved in Beta Alpha Psi somehow this semester. Grades are important. I was asked what's more important, an internship or a grade. The grades will follow you the rest of your life, and a lot of the larger firms have actual grade cutoffs, and if you don't make it, it's a national thing, so there's not much they can do about it. Get certified, so the big 3 of the CPA, CMA, and CIA. And so remember, as you go on in your career, there's going to be a huge gap in salary between those that are certified and those that are not. And then, of course, be ethical. And that's it. So good luck this semester. Hopefully we meet Monday. And if you have any questions, be sure to bring them then.